Today we're going to take a look at this little guy, the EVO 4 by Audient. Hey, what's going on, my friend? Chris here from MIXDOWN Online. Now, if you're new here on the channel, feel free to subscribe to the channel and to click the notification bell so you don't miss anything. Now, let's talk about the EVO 4 by Audient. I've been testing the EVO 4 for the past few months. So in this video, I'm going to share with you all of my impressions on working with this sound interface. The good, the bad, and so on. And just so you know, I am actually recording this video with the EVO 4. So let's first talk about the price. I'm going to get that out of the way. Now we're talking about a low-cost sound interface, priced at $129 US, which is affordable. So this is perfect if you're new to the recording game, or if, like me, you're looking for a second sound interface that you can bring with you on the road, that is small, portable, and that you can carry around easily with you. And this can actually be a good option also. So first, let's look at what we have here if we look at the back of the EVO 4. So first we have two preamps, which sound pretty good. They sound clean and transparent. So we have two combined XLR 1/4 inch connectors, and we also have the stereo output for your speakers. Provided with the EVO 4 is a USB Type-C to USB 2.0 cable, because the EVO 4 is a USB 2.0 sound interface. Now, if we look at the front of the EVO 4, we have an instrument JFET input, good for electric guitars and bass, and we have the headphone jack output. Note that you're not going to be able to record the front instrument input with the first channel in the back at the same time. It's going to be one or the other. So if you use the front instrument input, that will bypass the XLR input found in the back of the EVO 4. You can record audio up to 24-bit and 96 kilohertz sample rates, and the EVO 4 will give you 58 dB of gain range, and it will give you 113 dB of dynamic range. Now, the cool thing about this sound interface is that it's bus powered, meaning that you don't need a separate adapter to plug it in. You just need to plug it directly into your computer and you're good to go. And it's going to give you enough power for the phantom power that you have on each preamps. So if we look at the top of the EVO 4, we have that big knob. This is like one of the main control that we have with this interface that will control almost everything on the EVO 4. So let me show you how that works. To access the first channel, you just need to select one, and then the main knob here will be the gain adjuster. Okay, so that will adjust the gain level of that channel. So let's try it on the second channel, where I have this microphone plugged in. So there you go, I'm talking to the microphone and I'm gonna turn that big knob to adjust my gain level, coming into the second channel. So that's one way you can do it. To activate phantom power like I did on the first channel, the only thing you need to do is you select the channel where you want to add phantom power on, and you just click on that 48 volt button right here on top, and that will activate phantom power on that selected channel. Now, to adjust the gain, like I just showed you, you can use that big knob to adjust the gain of a specific channel, but you can also use a very cool feature that is one of the highlights of this sound interface, and that feature is called Smart Gain, which is that green button right here. So let me show you how that works. I'm going to make sure the second channel is selected. I'm going to use my SM58 channel, and instead of adjusting the gain level by moving the big knob around, I'm going to use a Smart Gain. So I'm going to click on the Smart Gain button, then I'm going to select the second channel, and I'm going to click again on Smart Gain. And it's going to take the time to analyze the input level coming into the microphone, going to the sound interface, and it will automatically adjust the gain level for you. So you don't end up with a level that is going to peak or a level that is going to be too low. So it will do everything automatically for you. So this is actually pretty cool, you know, if you're afraid on adjusting the gain level yourself, or you just want to stay safe, you know, that can be an option that is practical, you know. Let's go and look at the right side here. We have the mixer. The mixer option is the balance between what's coming out of the computer and what's coming into your sound interface. So if you bring that to the right, the only thing that you are going to monitor is the sound coming out of the computer, meaning that you're going to monitor the sound coming out of Cubase or Logic or whatever DAW you are working with. And if you bring the knob to the far left, the only thing that you're going to monitor is what's coming into the sound interface, what is plugged into the interface. So if I would have my headphones on, the only thing that I would hear out of the sound interface is my microphone, okay, the microphone that I have plugged into the EVO 4. So if I want to balance that out with what's coming in, let's say I'm in a recording situation where I am recording my voice, okay, I can actually blend the signal coming out of Cubase with my signal, my direct signal. So this is monitoring yourself with zero latency, because you're monitoring the sound of your microphone directly from the sound interface. So this is how you do it. So you balance what's coming out of your DAW with what is plugged into the sound interface. So this is how you do it. That is the mixer button right here. Then to adjust the output level, you just click on the output level button, and that will adjust the level for your speakers or your headphones. Now, something you can do with the EVO 4 is link the two channels together if this is something you want to do. Let's say you are recording an analog synth that is stereo. So you have that plugged into the first and second channel. You can just link those two channels by clicking on 1 and 2 at the same time, and that will link the channels together. So when you're going to adjust the gain level of one channel, it's going to do the exact same thing on the second one. So they are both linked. Then another very cool thing you can do is to mute the main output by keeping your finger on the output button right here, and that is going to mute the output of your sound interface. And you'll see that the small icon here flashing, that means that the output is muted. And to unmute, you just keep your finger on the same button, and that will unmute the output. And you can also do the same for single channels. So if I'm recording a podcast or something and I need to mute my microphone, I can just keep my finger on 1. As you can tell, it muted my signal. So there you go. So it's very simple. You just keep your finger on 1 or 2, depending on the channel you want to mute, and that's it. And to unmute, you do the same exact thing, and that will unmute the channel. So this is very practical. Something nice also that can be done for monitoring. Let's say you're recording yourself playing guitar, and you just want to separate the first channel with the second channel. So meaning that you want a bit more of your vocal to the left side and the guitars to the right side of your headphone mix while recording. You can do so with the EVO 4. So the thing you need to do in this case is to keep your finger on the mixer button and then just turn the big knob, and that will bring the first channel more to the left and the second channel more to the right, or vice versa. Okay, so depending on what you want. So very cool. That's a very cool feature that can be practical for recording. There's also another feature called smart muting, which is basically that when you plug your headphones into the headphone jack, that will override the output of the interface. So the sound coming out of your speakers is going to be muted the minute you're going to plug your headphones in. Okay, so this is smart muting. There's also the Loopback feature, that you have with the EVO 4, which is very practical. I use it all the time with my main sound interface, and I actually found that very cool that we have that feature on that low-cost sound interface. For example, if you want to record the audio coming out of your computer back in your CUBASE or the DAW you work with, you can use a Loopback input in your DAW to record, sound from YouTube or anything from your browser, or let's say you're recording a podcast and you have a guest on. You can record on one track your vocal, as your first input, and also the signal coming out of Skype if you're chatting with your guest through Skype or Zoom. The audio is going to come out from your system, your operating system, and you can loop that back in CUBASE as a loopback input, which is very practical, and that is a feature part of the EVO 4. Let's have just a quick listen to a quick recording that I did with my good friend Anne Clémence.
What strikes and it checks, what codes and the X, what's lived and exposed, the X hold for the out, what's seen and foretold, received, quiet bound, what's fixed and held.
Now let's take a look at what is included with the EVO 4. Let's go on the website, on the Audient website, and look at what we have here. Oh, we have a computer with CUBASE on. Look at that. Yes, you heard me. There's a CUBASE LE that is included with the EVO 4. If we click on Learn More, let's take a look at what else we have. We have a bunch of stuff. Retrolog 2, which is also this is an amazing VST instrument. Also part of EVO 4. My good friend Warren Ewart with some courses that you're going to have access to as well, and some other features. So this is actually pretty cool. Now let's talk about the cons. I don't have a lot. Now if we look at the build, very easy to carry around. It's small, it's portable. This is a plus. It's self-powered. I love that it's self-powered. So as far as portability goes, A1, no complaints. The quality of the build, it's made of plastic. It looks a bit fragile, to be honest with you. It's not something that I would like to drop. So that is going to be a con, not a big deal, not a deal breaker as far as I'm concerned, but just something that you need to know. Something else that I am not crazy about is the smart muting option, where when you plug your headphones, that will override the output, the main output of the interface that goes to your speakers. I'm not crazy about that feature. It would have been cool to have a feature that activates or deactivates the smart muting stuff. So this is my take on the EVO 4 by Audient. I love this interface. It's perfect for a self-produced musician. If you're a beginner, it's also a safe way to go. And also if you're looking for a second interface to work with, to go on the road, like myself, this is also a very good option, just by the fact that it's self-powered, it's small, you can carry that around easily. Very good option. Note that if you need more inputs, you can wait for the EVO 8 to come out, which is basically the same thing, but with twice the inputs. So I'm going to keep you guys posted when this one is going to come out. All right, my friends, this is going to be it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If so, share and like. If you want to get more infos on the EVO 4, I'm going to leave everything down below. Leave your comments, your questions, and until next time, take care and see you.